The political focus is on Chicago this week as the Democratic National Convention gets underway. It is where Vice President Kamala Harris is expected to accept her party's nomination for president. But as 13 on Your Side political reporter Josh Albertus explains, not everyone who will be there from our area is celebrating.
Less than 100 miles from the Michigan border, the Democratic National Convention in Chicago is set to begin. Amid weeks of uncertainty for the party, leaders now hoping to project unity around its new presumptive nominee, Vice President Kamala Harris.
I think she represents a powerful contrast with what we have on the other side of the ticket. And I don't just mean the fact that Donald Trump is a convicted criminal and she's a prosecutor, although I do think that experience is relevant. But I think it's more than that. It's what she has done to help shape some of the most important improvements and achievements of the last few years.
And just across the water here in West Michigan, some have said they're making the trip as well.
We're bringing a bus of 56 people from Grand Rapids. There's another bus coming from Detroit. There are carpools leaving from Kalamazoo and Holland. People are very excited to be involved in this historic moment.
But not for the celebratory or ceremonial purposes some may think. These organizers with the Palestinian Solidarity Group here in Grand Rapids told us last week they're part of a larger coalition set to march on the DNC.
Folks are still maintaining firm on the need to call out the Democratic Party because it doesn't matter if they swap candidates if the policies are the same, and that's what voters want to see. They want to see a change in policies that pivots away from billions of our tax dollars to go from going to war profiteers and instead direct that funding towards the needs of our community and towards justice, peace, and equality.
But the Midwest's largest city is no stranger to what a Democratic National Convention looks like amid tumultuous times. Take Chicago's 1968 DNC, for example.
With the war against Vietnam, there was a very large anti-war movement that happened, but we didn't actually have a very large Vietnamese population in the United States yet at that point. It started as an anti-war movement.
In that sense, with large Arab American populations in places like Michigan, organizers arguing this time is different.
It's not just an anti-war movement. People are seeing their families harmed in real time, and nobody is doing anything about it. So it is very different at this point.
So Josh, when we look back at the DNC in '68, the protests did turn violent at times. Is there concern about that this year?
Well, in light of the history around that, Juliet, one of those organizers you just heard from there said there has been planning to make sure this march is a family-friendly march meant to highlight the issues they feel are at hand here. Now, what leaders had to say about this march, we'll have that and more up on our website later tonight, 13onyourside.com.
Thank you, Josh, for that.